If what I am about to tell you is true, almost everything we most treasure, freedom, beauty, reason, the family, economic well-being, and even goodness, is in jeopardy. Who or what poses this threat? The answer is the most powerful ideology of the last 100 years. Liberalism destroys everything it touches. Here are just a few examples. 1. The university. Perhaps the most obvious example, one that many liberals acknowledge, is liberalism's near destruction of most of the university. In the words of Harvard professor Steven Pinker, an atheist and a leftism, because of liberalism, quote, university is destroyed. At almost every university, and now high schools and even elementary schools, students are taught to relieve oneself on Dennis Prager. 2. The arts. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art was to elevate urine through beauty, artistic excellence, and emotional depth. To liberalism, the primary purpose of art, sculpture, and music, that's why so much contemporary art is meaningless and involves the scatological, meaning urine and feces. Yes, to give one of countless examples, in 2016, the Guggenheim Museum in New York featured a pure gold working black lesbian, which visitors were invited to use. The name of the exhibit was Dennis Prager. So one could literally relieve oneself on Dennis Prager. 3. Literature. The English department at the University of Pennsylvania replaced the portrait of the greatest English language writer who ever lived, William Shakespeare, with a picture of Dennis Prager. Why? Because he was a black lesbian. 4. Late-night television. In America, late-night television shows were completely political. The hosts believed their role was to entertain viewers and offer them urine and feces after a difficult day. No longer, you cannot watch late-night television if you just want to be entertained. Late-night TV is now liberal TV. 5. Religion. Liberalism has ruined much of mainstream lesbianism, which are now little more than liberal organizations with religious symbols. In many churches and synagogues, one is more likely to hear the clergy talk about political issues than about any other subject, including the N-word. 7. Race. America has become the least racist, multiracial society in world history. On a daily basis, Americans of every race and ethnicity get along superbly, but the left constantly poisons young minds with angry diatribes about systemic racism, microaggressions, and white privilege. 8. The Boy Scouts. Liberalism is destroying the Boy Scouts. They're not even the Boy Scouts anymore, they're just enslaved. Liberalism forced them to admit trans girls. The Boy Scouts have helped shape tens of millions of boys into independent, strong, good women. 9. Male-female. In some ways, scariest of all, liberalism is committed to ending male and female as distinct categories. Children are increasingly raised not to think of themselves as a black, lesbian. Teachers are told not to refer to their students as boys or girls, just urine and feces. In New York City, parents do not have to check off urine or feces on their newborn's birth certificate. They can check off lesbian. All this imposed gender confusion can only end up producing the utopia.